Hi everyone. For those that are in the know, I have been renovating a camper. I've got an RV here. It's really pretty, but I've got still some things that need to be fixed on it. I'm living in it while I'm fixing it, and right now it don't look too good right now, but it is a beautiful camper. It's just I've got my stuff everywhere trying to get everything organized, because I don't like living in mess. I don't like living unorganized. And right now I am so out of my comfort zone, but I am doing so much better than what I was doing. Some people already know, but I was in an abusive relationship. It started off verbal, and I didn't get to know the guy before I moved in with him. His friends were telling me that he was such a great guy. You've got to be careful about people, even with their friends telling you about them, that they're so great and this and that. You've got to get to know somebody before you just leap in with them. That was my number one mistake. I didn't get to know this guy. I knew he was drinking. That should have been a red flag to me. Then after I moved in with him, he started making accusations that my sister, he seen my sister at a drug house, and he did not. Come to find out, it was at a hair salon that he actually seen her at. But he tried to say that my aunt was a fortune teller. My aunt's dead. She's been dead for years. My aunt, after she died, and even before she died, there was a woman that lived next door to her, and she had a fortune teller sign in her yard that had nothing to do with my aunt. And that should have been number one clue to get, this 2 and 3 clues to get away from this guy. But I stayed with him because I didn't have a way of going. I have asthma, COPD, and every time I tried to get my van fixed, he would talk people out of fixing it for me. And then his accusations turned to me. He started accusing me of meeting men by the mailbox at 1 and 2 o'clock in the morning. He would tell his friends that I wouldn't clean the house and stuff. But all day he had me driving here, there, and everywhere, getting him beer. I'd go in the store and get whatever he wanted, and and then when I would come home at night, would come home and I'd have to clean up what I could at night. And the whole time he was screaming at me, calling me every name in the book, and just it was awful. It was an awful living situation. So his friends would also call me all kind of names, and it was all right with him. They would say I was whore. a whore and everything else, which, you know, the people that see me now know that that is not true. And so anyway, it's like I would have to listen to this and have to listen to all the names that he was calling me, telling me I was worthless, telling me I was stupid, and that, you know, I better stay with him because no other man would have me in this world. Then he got drunk one night, and we had been somewhere, and he I asked him if he wanted me to help him get to the house. He of course said no, that he wanted to stay in the truck. So I come back later after waiting for him to come in. When I went back outside, he was laying down beside the truck. And I went out there. I told him, I said, Glenn, get up. And I told him, I said, Glenn, get up and come in the house. And he said, I am in the house. I said, no, you're laying outside on the ground. And then I noticed his leg was at an odd angle. So anyway, I called the ambulance, and, you know, I'd been trying to call his friends to help me get him up, and they would not come. And so anyway, I went out, tried getting him up. I couldn't because he was like 6'2", and here I am, 5 foot tall, just a little slip of a woman. And then I call the ambulance. They come out. His friends come up as soon as they found out the ambulance was on the way, and his, what he calls his daughter, but it's not really his daughter. Yeah, I kind of think something was going on between the two of them, actually. But anyway, she come up telling them, no, you don't need to go to the hospital. He don't need to go to the hospital. Okay, so anyway, they got him on the back of the truck and checked his leg out. And because he could wiggle his toes, they automatically said, well, his leg's not broken. Okay, I said, well, what about the odd angle it was laying? And they said, well, when somebody gets drunk, they can do all kind of weird things, lay all kind of weird positions. Okay, so anyway, they helped me get him in the house. And then the next day, he crawled out on the porch, still drunk, wanting me to bring him wine and stuff. And, you know, all the time it was going back and forth between drinking wine, then he'd drink beer, then he'd go to liquor, you know, always one or the other thing. And it was always my fault that he was drinking in the first place. And he was telling everybody, well, if it wasn't for Tiffany, I wouldn't be drinking. Okay, so anyway, between me and his brother, we finally talk him into going to the hospital. Okay, so he went to the hospital. I stayed there all night with him. It was my birthday. And then they got an x-ray, come back, his leg was broken, just like I had said. And so anyway, then the rumors started flying from his friends, from his daughter, from his cousin, that, you know, his so-called daughter was with that I ran him over with his own truck and broke his leg. So, anyway, I had, in order not to go to jail for elder abuse, because the guy was like 60 something years old, 68, he was actually 20 years older than me, okay, his doctor had to prove that I did not run him over because the break was clearly from a fall, the type of break it was. And so anyway,